This is take 4. Welcome, YouTube viewers. This is the month of August 14th, 2017. Uh, there's so many damn planes flying over, so anyway, I have to do it over. Okay, so I wanted to share on YouTube uh, this year of August 2017 how to um, get some basic concepts how to build a patio deck framing and roof. In one way it's kind of simple, in another way it's not, but anyway, there's some things on YouTube that I've noticed that when people build they don't give some extra details. Not that I know everything, but one of these things that you want to use are these levelers to make sure, and they're really good because you want to balance your boards. They might be too much tilted left, too much tilted right, or not straight, so you want to use these levelers. The other thing you want to use are these braces, and I call them braces, or maybe they're called fasteners, and this is where when you run a board across, I'm talking about like this 2x4 here, that it's running across at the other side, and the other side would be basically the same where a board it's mounted. So these braces right here that I'm touching are really handy. In the 2x4 it slips right into it, and then I use these deck screws to keep them in place. These deck screws are really good, and you have to get the ones that they sink in like butter real fast, and they dig in real well, and they secure everything real well. So the main thing about when you build something, you want to secure everything real well, because when a strong wind comes by, you want to make sure everything um, is strong enough to hold out. Otherwise the wind is going to just tear it down. Okay, so as you can see here, I ran the 2x4 across, all the way across the other side and end, and you can see the runners up on top running across, and I call them beams, 2x4 beams, B-E-A-M, beams. That's what I call them, or some people call them something else. But anyway, there's different ways to fasten them down, and as you can see, I drilled some long screws at the end there. See, there's 3 of them. I think my camera's a little faded out because it's kind of cloudy today, but anyway, there's 3 of them, and I either do it from underneath or the top or sideways, that way to secure the beams. Okay, so this is built on the side of the house, and I just made my own concept, see? And as you can see, the frame, how it runs across to another 2x4 at the end, and comes across to the other end and downward. And if you can't mount them real well to the bottom, I use these, hold on a second, let me grab some other material here. So I use these other kind of braces. They work real well because they're at the good size that relate to the 2x4. So I use them on the bottom. See there on the bottom? There's on that side, and the same thing on the other side. So when you run across to the other end, let me see here, there across and then downward, it See, it's secured on the other side there on the bottom. So you have to use your logical common sense to work things out. So, and here on the other side, I place some at this corner, so that way when these 2x4s run into each other, they're secured real well. And then of course I have this one on this side that I told you. And anyway, it's the same thing on the other side. So you want to keep the most logical reasoning, that when you do something, you want to do it with logical reasoning. And usually the studs are like 16 inches apart between this stud and this other stud. You see there? And this is where you make things more sturdy. And here too you can see how I did it. Okay, so I had to make some, I had to improvise, attach another board here to make another board run across, because this one was not, this white one was not out far enough, so I had to add another board. So there's things that you can do like that to make your own tricks to make it work to you, to your advantage. Okay, so the other thing is over here. See, can you see? Hopefully you can see. It's a what they call a sun top. Let me see. Let me see if I can go up the ladder here. Hold on a second. Okay. Hold on a second. Can you see the sun top? Right here. They sell them at like Home Depot or Lowe's. They're pretty good, and they're like weaved. They're like weaved, and they're really good because when the rain drops, they fall and then run off the side. Okay, but you want to. One of the things you want to do, you want to make your runners here, your beams, you want to tilt them. So all of them are tilted like a good, they're all tilted like a good inch or an inch and a half running across to the other side. So you got it from the wall running across all the way to the other side with a nice tilt. Okay, so that's what works for you, because you don't want any rain to set. In other words, if you don't have a tilt, the rain is just going to sit there and it's going to start leaking into your room or your addition or whatever patio you make. And I use these other mini braces. They're pretty good. They're kind of like an L shape. And see how I have it here? And I secure it more. I secure everything more, because like I said, or if I haven't said, you know, when the wind comes and the wind's real strong, you're going to really want something to secure everything. So that's basically it. And